Thank you. Good morning, everyone. President Goldstein, Chairman Weinstein, Dr. Guzovsky, distinguished guests, parents, family, and friends. I am Rabbi Erin Hirsch. I am the director of the Jewish Community High School, and it is my honor to welcome you to the 2016 JCHS commencement. I'm going to invite you to rise as the graduates enter, and then remain standing as Lily Kolthoff leads us to the
Oh, yeah, it's so close. Do I stand? Or do I sit? Should I sit? Should I sit?
It's there, it's soft, but it's here.
Should we stand? It's still here.
Lily?
Should we sit? Where? Is there sound?
Yep. Got all of it.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets were clear, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
It's now my pleasure to invite Rabbi Adam Wolberg to give the invocation. Rabbi Wolberg is the spiritual leader of Temple Sinai, which has been a tremendous supporter of JCHS and boasts the largest number of JCHS students.
Please be seated. Our tradition says that when we encounter someone who is a Torah scholar or Jewishly learned, that we ought to recite a blessing. Praised are you, Lord our God, sovereign of the universe, who has given a portion of your wisdom to those who revere you. In the presence of the distinguished JCHS faculty, and in the presence of the JCH graduates whom we honor today, and in the presence of the family and friends who are here to celebrate, many of whom have earned a name for yourselves through your Jewish learning and teaching, I'd like to recite that bracha, that blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shechalak mechochamoto lireav. What a great day this is. What a joy it is for us to celebrate Jewish learning and academic achievement. To see young people who have made a commitment to enhancing their own understanding of our texts, our history, our language, and our faith. For centuries, Jews in places around the world have sought out the wisdom of the Torah and our tradition. Some study Torah even when doing so was a punishable offense. But we've always known that our Bible contained eternal truths, that the Talmud could help us to determine how to live a worthy life, and that our literature would open for us new ways to engage the world in which we live. Each generation has been enriched by what has come before, and each generation has added to our understanding of what Jewish living entails. It is you whom we honor today, who will have a hand in shaping the Jewish life in our time because of your commitment and your study and your action. What can I share with you today that will help you prepare for the next stage of your lives? What wisdom can I impart to you that will assist you as you take your next steps into the world? Don't be surprised, I am a rabbi after all, so I'll share with you wisdom of the Torah. If you were in shul yesterday morning, then you know that when we read from the Torah, we concluded the third book of the Torah, Sefer Vayikra, the book of Leviticus. And if you were in shul yesterday afternoon, then you were present when we began reading the Torah's fourth book, Sefer Bamidbar, the book of Numbers. Now, how does the book of Numbers begin? It begins with a census. Numbers, a census. It makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? In the Haftarah for Parshat Bamidbar, the prophet Amos says, "V'hayam mispar b'nei Yisrael k'chol hayam asher lo yimad v'lo yisaper." The number of the people of Israel shall be like that of the sands of the sea, which cannot be measured or counted. This is a repetition of the promise that was made to Abraham on several occasions. I will make your descendants as numerous as the stars of the heavens and the sands of the seashore. But in this week's Torah portion, God says to Moshe, Se'u et rosh kol adat b'nei Yisrael. Take a census of the whole Israelite community. Go ahead, count them. And so we learned that the tribe of Reuven had 46,500 men 20 years of age and older. And the tribe of Shimon had 59,300 men 20 years of age and older. The total number of men who could be called upon to go into battle on behalf of the Israelites was 603,550. This census, this count, it's important, right? But wait a minute. Have you ever been in synagogue when someone was trying to determine if a minyan, if 10 people were present, and the person counting was doing so in an odd fashion? Not 1, not 2, not 3. Or maybe he used a verse instead of using numbers. Hoshia et amecha, uvarech et nachalatecha, ureim v'nasem ad olam. Why? Because we also know from Jewish tradition that we are not supposed to count people. At the end of the book of Samuel, we are told that David is punished by God for having committed the sin of counting people. And in the book of Exodus, in the Seder of Kitisa, we are told that each person was to bring a half shekel to the Mishkan, and the half shekels were counted rather than counting people. So we seem to have two views in Jewish tradition about whether it is appropriate to count people. And these two views contradict one another. Surprising? Probably not. What gives? Why should we not count people? I once heard my teacher, Rabbi Jack Reamer, put it this way. Each person is unique, but when you count them, you can only count that which they have in common, and you cannot deal with their individuality. But isn't it important in a host of settings for us to know with how many people we are dealing? The Jewish Community High School, of course, needs to know how many students are registered for classes each year. Synagogues need to know how many members they have. And if you are on the budget committee of a federation, you have to decide whether to invest the community's money in old age homes or in a kindergarten. If you have to decide whether to invest in the community's money in programming for seniors or in programming for teenagers, you want to know before you decide how many people there are in each category. And so federations commonly support and sponsor demographic studies. And yet we also know that the question of who's in and who's not in is a complicated question. Not everyone will agree to the same criteria when it comes to determining who is part of the Jewish community. There is vigorous debate over what it means to be Jewish today. My suggestion is that we should focus and devote our efforts not on determining how many bodies we have, but on how many souls we can touch. We should spend less of our community's resources on determining who belongs and who does not, and spend more of our resources on creating the kind of Jewish community that people will be drawn to and will want to be a part of. A vision, a value, an idea, an ideal, a goal, a way of life. These are the things that are central to Jewish existence, and they cannot be quantified. Yet in the end, what counts in every synagogue, in every organization, is not how many people are on the membership list, not how many paper members we have, but how many who share in our dreams and our values, that care and want our way of life to be transmitted to the next generation. Bamidbar was right. You need to know how many potential soldiers you have if you're going into war. But Kitisa is also right. You need to know how many you have who are willing to give a half shekel to the sanctuary. How many people are ready to contribute in some fashion, to be involved in creating and shaping the Jewish community and the Jewish future. If we are to have a Jewish future, we need to know not so much how many Jews we can count on, but how many there are that can be counted on to create the community we want and to transmit a heritage to those who will be part of the Jewish count. That is why we celebrate with you today the graduates of JCHS. We celebrate you and your achievements. You have demonstrated a level of commitment that is noteworthy and that is worthy of our esteem. You have demonstrated to us that Jewish learning and Jewish activity and participation in the Jewish community is important to you. It has been until this point in your lives, and we trust that it will continue to be as you move on to the next stages of your lives. The fact that we can count you as members of the Jewish community is important. The fact that we can count on you to be Jewishly knowledgeable and engaged and passionate about strengthening the Jewish communities that you will be a part of, well, that is praiseworthy. We are certainly proud of you, just as your families are. Each of you has enormous potential. Each of you has enormous promise. An anonymous poem says, "One song can spark a moment. One flower can wake the dream. One tree can start a forest. One bird can herald spring. One smile begins a friendship. One hand claps lifts a soul. One star guides a ship at sea. One word can frame the goal. One vote can change a nation. One sunbeam can light a room. One candle can wipe out darkness. One laugh will conquer gloom. One step must start each journey. One word must start each prayer. One hope will raise our spirits. One touch can show you care. One voice can speak with wisdom. One heart can know what's true. One life can make the difference. You see, it's up to you." As another has said, all the darkness in the world cannot extinguish the light of one small candle. And as Edward Everett Hale so eloquently said, "I am only one, but I am still one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. Because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do something that I can do." Don't ever forget how important you are to the world in which you live. So let me conclude with this prayer. We thank you, God, for endowing these students with wisdom, for blessing them with curiosity, for providing them with a desire to know more so that they can achieve more, and for giving them the awareness that continued study can lead to greater fulfillment. God, we ask that you continue to bless these young people as they move on to the next stage of their lives with strength, with conviction, with vitality, and with purpose. Grant them good health and help them to achieve all that they are capable of achieving. And let them lead us to the establishment of a better world for us, for our people, and for all humanity. Amen.
The heart and soul of the Jewish Community High School is its students, and so it's only fitting that we're going to hear from some of them today. Our first student speaker is Spencer Zwalmanest, who, with his mom and siblings, has trekked to campus from Bucks County every Sunday and Tuesday. Spencer.
It was the fall of my junior year, and I had just gone through a life-changing experience. That summer, I had attended the Genesis program at Brandeis University, where I studied world religions and the psychology of Jewish holiday observance. Aside from my formal classwork in the program, It also gave me an opportunity to discuss and learn about many important questions in spirituality, culture, and gender that I had never focused on seriously before. So you may be thinking, what does this have to do with JCHS? Well, that fall had its own difficulties. Given a new passion for Judaism, it felt out of place being dropped back into the same environment I had lived in before. No longer was a minion in access whenever I wanted. No longer did I have the luxury of a kosher cafeteria. My time home immediately after seemed only a hollow attempt to recreate the experience I just had. Fortunately, the one thing I never had to let go of was my learning. That September, I began my journey into modern Jewish theology, a course in JCHS whose effect on my worldview was even greater than that of my time at Brandeis. Sure, it is quite important and life-changing to encounter different faiths and different ideas about God from cultures outside your own. But even through the direct experiences in houses of worship that I had, they were always difficult to relate to. This course introduced me to the plethora of different understandings that exist within my tradition, gave me a historical perspective as to how the struggles of the Jewish people affected faith, and introduced me to the lexicon used to describe God in formal theological writings. But more importantly, it taught me that there is no perfect answer to just what God is or what it does. Some young Jews confronted with this reality may become disillusioned with the whole of spirituality, or even renounce their stake in the Jewish people. But I did not, because of the environment JCHS provided to explore faith. My ideas may have been picked apart or criticized in discussions, but I was never criticized for my ideas. In this way, JCHS captures the essence of what the Jewish people needs to become. A community of students and faculty, all from different diverse backgrounds, ready to celebrate both the common ground and the differences that make us who we are. Among those disillusioned or shaky in faith, we find many who call themselves lapsed Catholics, but few called lapsed Jews. In my mind, this is because Judaism has become more than a religion. It is now a culture, a family, and a social mission that offers opportunities for connection at every point in life. For those of us who have only experienced formal Jewish education for a few hours a week or less all of our lives, these many aspects of Judaism can sometimes be forgotten. The course selection system at JCHS allows for many more avenues by which to connect to the Jewish people, and brings in a student body more motivated than the one I encountered in my Hebrew school days. It is for these reasons that it will be up to JCHS and institutions like it to ensure that Judaism in America remains a viable identity going onward. To my fellow graduates, my one piece of advice is not to be afraid to get uncomfortable once in a while. Whether wrestling with difficult ideas or simply meeting new people, a willingness to step out of your comfort zone broadens your horizons like nothing else, and allows you to be wiser, if not happier, going on. College is going to be our best opportunity to face the wonderful discomfort of new things, and it would be a shame to let it slip away. To my friends and teachers, thanks for the memories, and congrats.
Thank you so much, Spencer. Listening to Spencer's wisdom makes me regret for the millionth time that we can't hear from all of our graduates individually today, since you are all unbelievably amazing young adults. Unfortunately, we can't stay all day, so the faculty has nominated several students to give these speeches, and one of the people the faculty suggested was Erica Ferrara. Erica.
Yeah.
Good morning. My name is Erica Ferraro, and this is my second and final year at Gratz Jewish Community High School. In these last 2 years, I have learned a lot about Judaism, and through that learning, I learned a lot about myself as well. I've always been stuck on the topic of God, never knowing whether or not to truly believe in one. But at my time at Gratz, I have learned that it is okay that I don't necessarily have a belief in God. That doesn't make me any less Jewish. Day after day, I am amazed at what Judaism has to offer. I find out more and more about myself than I ever thought I would know. I am starstruck at the opportunities Judaism has presented me with, as well as my family. Watching my dad, who is a proud convert, find his way in our world is something spectacular to me, and I am proud of him for finding his own beliefs through something so complicated, because yes, Jews are extremely complicated. Gratz has allowed me to pass on my knowledge to my dad and see what doors he opens with the stories and traditions I share. Not only have I been able to share my knowledge with my dad, but Gratz has enabled me to teach in a classroom setting to children in Hebrew schools. This past year, I worked with the 6th grade at JCHS at Beth Shalom, KI, and AJ. I was able to teach a lesson and interact with the kids, better preparing me to teach in my own classroom in the future. Throughout my time at JCHS, I have made many new friends and reconnected with old. Many of the people I met, I would only see once a week, which was on Tuesdays at Gratz. We were able to talk and tell each other stories of the latest gossip that happened the week before. And yes, we would get in trouble for talking, but that didn't stop us. We have shared nothing but good times and good laughs with each other. And looking back, I can definitely say these are some of the people I will be friends with for a long time. As we receive our diplomas today and continue on, I urge the graduating class to think about how far we've come and to think about how far we still have yet to go. Be open to new ideas, because what I have learned at Gratz is that your beliefs still have plenty of space to grow and develop. There is a world of opportunity waiting for us to jump on. We have the power to do with it what we want. Thank you, and mazel tov to everyone.
Sorry, the papers are a little tangled. We're now going to hear from one more student before we move on to the next section of commencement. Aviv Reif will now share his thoughts with us.
Director, outstanding faculty, proud parents, and most importantly, my incomparable friends, the class of 2016. I can't believe it. We've made it. And I don't know about you, but it feels really good knowing that I'll be able to sleep in on Sundays. There's another feeling that I had today, which is confusion at looking at the commencement pamphlet and seeing that my middle name was a little bit misspelled. For the record, it's Golan, as in the place in Israel, or the Golani Brigade, not like the body part. And as in the wise words of Mimi, as she just told me right outside, only God is perfect. So of course we had to make one mistake, and obviously it was you. It also feels sublime to know that I'm graduating from the same institution that my grandfather, Dr. Joseph Reif, Zichrono Livracha, graduated from in 1949. And it is an immense feeling that I am carrying on his legacy into the Jewish community of today. There's another good feeling, though, that I haven't been able to pinpoint until last week. Why this graduation feels important. More important, perhaps, than my public high school graduation in just over a week from Lower Moreland High School. And this feeling is perplexing. I attended Lower Moreland 5 days a week. I attended Gratz only one. The Gratz class of 2016 is hardly a tenth the size of my public school grade. I have put immeasurable amount of literal sweat, blood, and tears into various projects and essays over my public high school career. At Gratz, the only tears I've shed have been from laughter during Chofesh. And that's thanks to you guys. So, why do I feel that this graduation is important? The answer I found actually lies in the evidence to the contrary. First, our class size is small. That's true. But so was David when he went up against Goliath. Because we're small, we're intimate. It's our advantage. We know each other so well. We've been each other's motivations for getting up early on a Sunday morning or going to Gratz late on a Tuesday. We've been the safe place for each other, especially some of us who are one of the only Jewish students in a grade of upwards of 500 kids. We have accepted and love each other for the people that we are. We check egos, judgments, false faces at the door, and we treat each other only with sincerity. Now that we are graduating, I am severely intimidated by the challenge of finding friends in college who are anywhere close to as incredible as you are. You have all taught me countless lessons, and I will be sure to take every single one of them into the scary realm of real life with me. Thank you for making me into the Jew that I am today. Second, I go to Gratz only one day a week. On that day, I dig deep into my religious, cultural, and linguistic heritage. The conversations I have with my teachers are not only food for thought, but they also feed the soul. They kindle an ever-growing love for Judaism, the Jewish community, and Israel. I carry that fire with me the other 6 days of the week into my USY chapter, my synagogue, and my public school. When I return the next Sunday, my teachers and my friends rekindle that fire. So, graduation from Gratz means that I no longer can rely on its incredible teachers and institution to keep my fire going. Instead, I must be the source for my flame. The burden falls on me to lead a Jewish life for myself next year in college and to defend Israel from its enemies on campus. And I thought having a bar mitzvah was hard. But why is that important? It's especially important because the Jewish community today looks very different than the one that my grandfather graduated into. The Orthodox and Reform movements are growing, while the conservative movement is rapidly shrinking. Due to our community's increasing polarization, walls are being built. You see the trend of Jews all across the country who are becoming less active in their communities because they don't feel welcome. All around us, we see exclusion. And that's why Gratz is important, because it breaks the trend. It's pluralistic. It welcomes students of all denominations and practices into its kehillah, or community. At Gratz, we see inclusion, not exclusion. Gratz sees the big picture. All the different practices and walks of Jewish life, Orthodox, Reform, Conservative, Reconstructionist, secular, non-denominational, and anywhere in between. They all make up one whole Jewish community. Focusing on one individual movement in exclusion of the others is not only irresponsible, but also dangerous in the long run. As Abraham Lincoln puts it, a house divided cannot stand. So, what is our role as newly established adults in the Jewish community? Simple. Always remember that we are more alike than we are different. Pirkei Avot, or Ethics of the Fathers, 114, says, Hillel says, if I am not for myself, who will be for me? But if I am only for myself, who am I? And if not now, when? As fellow Jews, we must look out for one another in a world of growing anti-Semitism. We must band together to knock down the walls that stand between us, to increase overall involvement in our communities, and to connect our individual communities into one great Jewish community. I know that this is no easy job, and in order to plan our steps forward, we must remember the steps we've already taken. We must apply the lessons we've learned in class, and arguably more importantly, the lessons we've learned outside of class. But I believe in us. To my teachers, thank you for being my friend. And to my friends, thank you for being my teachers. I wish all of you the best of luck in wherever your lives take the beautiful people that you are. Yashar Koach to each and every one of you. You deserve it. Thank you.
mentioned that his grandfather graduated from Graz. We love that Graz frequently has the opportunity to educate multiple members of a family. It's really special that Graz has such deep roots in the community. If you are a graduate of the Jewish Community High School or Graz College, we invite you to rise. When we honor the accomplishments of our students, we are also celebrating the accomplishments of the professionals who have educated and supported them. As our student speakers have attested, JCHS has an extraordinary faculty. There is no high school in the entire Philadelphia area with a more experienced, more creative, or more knowledgeable team. Many of them are here today, and I ask you all to stand when I say your name. Rita Appel, Rabbi Rick Brody, Sydney Cement, Barbara Mullen-Lerner, Allison Miller, Dr. Asaf Romarowski, Yael Sandler, and Rhonda Whitland. Let's give them all a hand. Thank you so much. Another person deserving of our great thanks is Luba Pridachin, our administrative assistant, who works tirelessly behind the scenes of JCHS. The professional who has managed all the day-to-day operations of JCHS this year is Dr. Mimi Ferrara. Mimi attended JCHS, earned a Master's of Jewish Education at Graz, and later taught that by becoming the first student to earn a doctorate in Jewish Education from Graz College.
Yeah.
Mimi graciously agreed to come to Graz to help me guide JCHS this year. She is technically the Assistant Director of JCHS, but that title does not do justice to the role she has played this year. Mimi has built warm and caring relationships with the students, the faculty, and the parents. Each session, it is she who makes sure everyone has what they need and can focus on having stimulating conversation and fun times. I have said many times this year that the truest demonstration of Mimi's success is that not one student, teacher, or parent has felt the need to go over my head to speak to me, over her head to speak to me, which is remarkable. Mimi, could you please come here? It is my pleasure to present you with this plaque that says simply, Toda Rabbah. Thank you from our entire community. As the student speech's eloquence attests, we are blessed with to have enormously gifted students at JCHS. We honor them all today, but we have some specific awards and prizes to give out as well. The first honor is for the 3 students whose academic achievement has earned them a place in the Shalem Honor Society. Every year, the students who earn this prestigious standing are invited to officially join the Shalem Honor Society by signing a special book, which is on that table. And it carries the name of every graduate who has earned this standing. The 3 students who are joining the Shalem Honor Society today are Bennett Decker, Miriam Cerdan, and Spencer Zwalbenest. Please come on up. Our next honor is the JCHS Award for Academic Excellence. The names are listed in the program, but I actually think it is the entire class. So let me just say, your commitment to academic excellence, each and every one of you, the people talked about the getting up in the morning, the coming after a day of school, but really committing to learning together is something that we all admire. So I'm not going to read all of your names for this honor. It really is everyone. For the next awards, I invite the awardee to come up and shake hands with Mimi when she's done with the picture. So you come up here, I get to shake your hand, then Mimi shakes your hand, then the faculty is going to shake your hand down there. When you get your credentials, when you return your gown, you'll get your actual prizes. So. Okay, I'm going to do the next award. JCHS is dedicated to fostering strong connections between our students and the State of Israel. 2 seniors have demonstrated a particularly outstanding commitment to Israel while at JCHS. This award goes to Aviv Wright and Sam Rosen. Working out the photography logistics. Okay. The next prize. The next prize is the Michael Clam Endowed Memorial Prize, and it was established in memory of Michael Clam, an alumnus of the high school, by his parents, who are with us today. This prize is awarded to a student who, like Michael, exemplifies the value of Gemilut Chasadim and models loving kindness in all of her deeds. The recipient of this year's Michael Clam Memorial Prize is Miriam Surden. Hebrew language is a really important aspect of our program. This year we had 5 levels of Hebrew on Sunday mornings. Doctors Jonathan and Susan Rosenbaum have created a prize for excellence in Hebrew language. Dr. Rosenbaum is President Emeritus of Gratz College, and he is with us today. We are grateful for your ongoing support of JCHS and Gratz College. The Rosenbaum Prize for Excellence in Hebrew Language goes to Spencer Swalbenest. Our next award is the Lenore Bryan Memorial Prize, which was given this year by the family of Lenore after her untimely death in the fall. Lenore worked at the front desk of Gratz College for 13 years. She loved Gratz and was proud to have studied here herself as an adult. Often when I would come to work, Lenore would be coordinating efforts to make sure members of the Jewish community had the food she needed. And so it is very appropriate that Lenore's family created this prize to honor a student who has demonstrated an outstanding commitment to volunteer service. This year's Lenore Bryan Memorial Prize goes to Ari Dash for his volunteer work with Friendship Circle. The next 2 prizes prizes were actually created by Lenore to honor her parents. The Martin Bryan Memorial Prize honors an outstanding student exhibiting exceptional leadership. This year's recipient is Joshua Fields, who actually created a nonprofit while attending JCHS. The Marcia Eddy's Memorial Prize for the very highest scholastic standing is also awarded to Spencer's Walvinus. The Lee Waters Prize for Community Service is awarded to Bennett Decker. The Rena C. Goldberg Memorial Prize for dedication to JCHS studies is awarded to Lily Colta. The JCHS faculty selected Taylor Freed to receive the Solomon and Manny Teller Kidorf Prize. The next prize for dedication to JCHS studies is specifically awarded to a student who has demonstrated a commitment to Holocaust studies. This year's recipient of the Philip Solomon Prize for Holocaust Studies is David Schatz. Betty S. Birnbaum Prize for Superior Scholastic Standing in the I Am Wise Reform Teaching Certificate Program is awarded to two students, Erica Ferraro and Alana Richmond. The next four prizes were also designated by the JCHS faculty to students who have embodied the dedication, enthusiasm, and thoughtfulness we prize in all of our students. The Abraham L. Krakovitz Prize is awarded to Adam Fishbein. awarded to Maddie Berman. The Bernard Rabinowitz Prize is awarded to 2 students, Mindy Bernstein and Aviv Reif. Finally, the Samuel and Bessie Starr Memorial Prize is awarded to Natan Yaakov. Please join me in congratulating everyone who earned an award or prize today. We are so proud of all of you. Graduates, it is now the time you have been waiting for, the awarding of diplomas and certificates. I will call the name of each graduate and read the certificates and diplomas the graduate is earning today. Seniors were invited to share their plans for next year, and they will be displayed here on the screen. When you get the award, when you get your certificate, you're going to pause so that Brad can take your picture. Okay. So when you hear your name, please come forward, and maybe we'll give you your diploma or certificate. And then, okay. We ready? Are we good? Okay. Madeline Rose Gardner Berman. Mindy Ann Bernstein. Oh, I wasn't reading their certificates, I apologize. Both Maddie and Mindy earned the JCHS Isaac Mayer Wise Reform Teaching Certificate. Adam Borisov, JCHS Certificate of Merit. Lily Ilana Koltov, JCHS Certificate in Hebrew Language. Jacob Daly, Isaac Mayer Wise Reform Teaching Certificate. Ari Philip Dash, the Rebecca Gratz Teaching Certificate. Bennett Thurman Decker, JCHS Diploma in Jewish Studies, Rebecca Gratz Teaching Certificate, Shalem Society Certificate, and Certificate in Hebrew Language. Erica Lee Ferraro, Isaac Mayer Wise Reformed Teaching Certificate and Certificate of Merit. Good. Joshua David Fields, Diploma in Jewish Studies, Rebecca Gratz Teaching Certificate, Youth Leadership Certificate. Adam Rosenfeld Fishbein, Isaac Mayer Wise Reformed Teaching Certificate. Taylor Brooke Freed, Isaac Mayer Wise Reformed Teaching Certificate. Matthew Ross Grable, Isaac Mayer Wise Reformed Teaching Certificate. Carly Fine, Isaac Mayer Wise Reformed Teaching Certificate. Aviv Golan Wright, Certificate of Merit, Certificate in Hebrew Language. Alana Richmond, Isaac Mayer Wise Reformed Teaching Certificate. Samuel Aaron Rosen, Diploma in Jewish Studies, Youth Leadership Certificate. Schatz, Diploma in Jewish Studies, Certificate of Merit. Aubrey Spack, Certificate of Merit. Benjamin Harris Stern, Certificate of Merit, Youth Leadership Certificate. Miriam Certain, Diploma in Jewish Studies, Rebecca Gratz Teaching Certificate, and Shalem Society Certificate. Spencer Joshua Zwabanest, Shalem Society Certificate, Rebecca Gratz Teaching Certificate, Diploma in Jewish Studies, Certificate in Hebrew Language. Ariel Sivan Tetro. She is earning a Certificate of Merit, and she is the very first person to be awarded the Joyous Greenstone Conservative Teaching Certificate. Natan David Yaakov, Certificate of Merit and Certificate in Hebrew Language. Congratulations to all the graduates. We are going to round out the program by hearing from some more students about what this moment means. Please welcome Bennett Decker.
Let me first ask you all to please excuse my voice. I somehow lost it yesterday. If anyone sees it, please let me know and return it to me. Bad jokes aside, congratulations, graduates. It's truly a huge honor to speak before you all today. To be able to explain to everyone here the impact that this Gratz experience has made on me over the last 4 years is truly a privilege. Rabbi Ishmael, son of Rabbi Yossi, says, "One who learns Torah in order to teach is given the opportunity to learn and to teach. But one who learns in order to do is given the opportunity to learn, to teach, to to observe, and to do. Here at Gratz, we don't just learn in order to repeat blindly. We learn in order to do. This isn't just shown during volunteer days during the year or Chagim celebrations during the breaks, but in the opportunity Gratz affords us to attend truly impactful events in the wider Jewish world, such as Schusterman APAC Team Summit or APAC Policy Conference. I was truly honored to have been asked to speak at APAC Team Summit 2 years ago, and I promise I sounded a lot better than I do now. An opportunity that wouldn't have been possible without Gratz offering me the incredible opportunity to go in the first place. This is what Gratz does. They don't just, like in this example, teach you about what to do, to advocate for Israel, or about how Judaism works. They show you the opportunities to put it into practice. We learn not just to learn or to teach, but also to do. But it's more than that. At the conference, I spoke about what we have the capacity to do if we learn from those who came before us. While in that scenario the subject was Israel, it still remains true today as one part of our derech, our Jewish path, ends and another begins. As all the graduates here sojourn off to college, or wherever the next step in life is for us, we're faced with a choice. It's a choice that no one can make for us. There'll be no more parents to cajole us into going to shul, no more old friends to bring us back to Gratz, and our time in youth groups like USY, BBYO, and NIFTY is over. There'll be no one and nothing to tell us that we have to continue to be active, not passive Jews. As we make the transition into our next step into college, our continued identity and identification with Judaism will rest squarely and completely on our shoulders. It's up to us to go to Hillel, or not. It's up to us to have Shabbat dinner, or not. It's up to us to continue to celebrate Chagim, to learn about our Judaism, to go to Israel, or not. What Gratz has done is instill not just Jewish values into us, but help to develop a love for Judaism that will last without the coddling or cajoling of others. A love for Judaism that will weather the years, endure through tough times, and thrive as our lives enter subsequent chapters. This is the true value of the last 4 years of our Gratz careers. Rabbi Ishmael, son of Rabbi Yossi, says, "One who learns Torah in order to teach is given the opportunity to learn and to teach. But one who learns in order to do is given the opportunity to learn, to teach, to observe, and to do." This is what Gratz has done. These 4 years here have given us, well, I'll speak for myself, have helped me, give me the tools to choose to continue down the derech, the path of my Judaism in college and beyond, about how to do it not just with skill, which is one thing, but with love, which is, I believe, profoundly believe, is even better. Thank you, Gratz. Thank you, senior class, for an incredible 4 years worth of Jewish experiences. I'm so grateful for you all to have given me, and I can't see where we'll end up, where we'll take our skills, and more importantly, our love for Judaism. Thank you.
Next, we'll hear from Maddie Berman.
Yeah! Woo! Woo!
Good morning, everyone. Mine's short but sweet. So. When I first came to Gratz, I was really unsure of what was to come. I only knew one other person, and that was pretty scary. This fear quickly diminished after the first day. Everyone was so welcoming and friendly. I knew I was going to have a great 2 years, and I was right. Our class quickly became a family, and I found myself looking forward to Tuesday nights, which wasn't really a thing for my other Hebrew school. I couldn't wait to tell my new friends about my weekly adventures, and I loved hearing about theirs. Although this chapter in my life is closing, I know I have made lifelong friends. I want to thank my entire Gratz community for not only teaching me so many invaluable lessons, but also providing me with amazing friends. Thank you all.
Last, but certainly not least, we'll hear from Ari Dash.
Hello, my name is Ari Dash. I have been attending JCHS twice a week for 5 years. Most of my Hebrew school class stopped their Jewish education after their bar bat mitzvahs, but I decided to continue on at Graz. I'm very glad I made that decision. JCHS has expanded my understanding of Judaism and my Jewish identity. I remember when I first started taking classes in 8th grade here, some of the first classes I took were on Jewish values and laws. I had never really heard these things spelled out in words, though I had seen them in practice. I was fascinated and continued to take similar classes when they were offered in later years. These ideas continue to influence my thinking today. I was also exposed to new aspects of Jewish and Israeli culture, everything from movies to music to poems to food. With this exposure came an increased respect for our rich heritage. I am shocked at the amount of my culture I would have been unaware of if not for Graz. This year, I was pushed in one of my classes to go outside the classroom and teach a lesson I created to a Hebrew school class at Temple Sinai. This was an important learning experience for me. I learned a lot about how I need to present myself to handle a classroom. I couldn't just pause and start over if I messed up. This experience and the class itself helped to prepare me for a potential college job teaching at a Hebrew school. This is an opportunity I plan to take advantage of, which would most likely have not been available to me had I not attended JCHS. Another class I took in my early years here gave students legal scenarios, and we had to come up with solutions and back them up and defend our ideas. From the beginning, Graz has challenged me to think and defend my ideas and to expose myself to new ways of thinking. This process has been a staple of my education here. I have also been afforded the opportunity to take college classes. This has put me ahead of others entering college this year since I already have the experience of classes that don't meet every day and with working from a syllabus. This is yet another way that Graz has prepared me for the future. The classes at Graz are thought-provoking, but the friends I've made here are even more important. I could always look forward to coming here on Sundays and Tuesdays and talking about school and life and politics. JCHS is a place of discussion. There is always a new viewpoint to hear, a new perspective to consider. From my classmates, I learned things about Friedrich Nietzsche and Rubik's Cubes. I've talked about butterfly poems and computer programs. I've come to know Graz as a dynamic place, always ready to show you a new viewpoint. I recommend people to come to Graz because it exposes them to a broad range of topics and really encourages students to push the limits of their understanding. As we move to the next phases of our lives, it is important to remember what we have learned here. I came away with the realization of the importance of Tikkun Olam and plan to continue to strive to make the world a better place. On my own, I probably would have been uninvolved with Jewish organizations at college, but JCHS has showed me how much fun these things can be, and I now plan to check out everything Jewish at Pitt. I hope everyone here can think of something Graz has given them and use that to improve themselves and others around them. Ultimately, Graz has changed my life, and I'm very glad I made the decision to come.
I think all of our student speakers today have done a remarkable job. Let's thank them all. Today, we have celebrated our students and acknowledged our faculty, but there is another group of individuals who are responsible for JCHS's success, and that is all of the parents. It is a tremendous accomplishment to guide and support your children to continue their Jewish education through 12th grade. It takes a certain blend of enthusiasm, determination, and fortitude. We are all grateful to you. I would be remiss if I did not ask for your help before the ceremony ends. We are well into recruitment season now. If you know a Jewish family with a teenager who does not yet attend JCHS, please reach out to them and share with them what you have heard from these students today, what you felt watching your senior graduate from our program today. If you are the parent of a younger JCHS student and would consider serving on the JCHS committee, I hope you will find me during the reception. To draw the ceremony to a close, it seemed only appropriate to invite Mimi to offer the benediction.
I love having the final word. So you've all heard this story before. God speaks to Abram, commanding him, "Go from your land, lech lecha, from your birthplace and from your father's house, to the land which I will show you. There," God says, he will be made into a great nation. And now, my friends, it is time for us to begin our journey, lech lecha, for us. This year flew by, as did the last 18 years, and I'm sure the parents can feel the same. You have all shown your tenacity and determination as you continue to learn about your Jewish self when so many of your friends opted out. We are proud in each and every one of you for what you have learned and what you have taught us, as we recognize that it is not always easy. But wherever you go and whatever you do, know that you are part of a long legacy of Gratz alumni. You too can come back and look at your picture on the wall and know that for a short time, you sat in the seats of so many before you and hopefully for so many to come. To send you on your way, I want to offer you a couple of blessings. First, an ancient blessing from our tradition. Speak to Aaron and his sons, saying, "This is how you shall bless the children of Israel," saying to them, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and watch over you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. May the Lord cause his face to shine on you and always have favor for you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God raise his face towards you and grant you complete, whole peace along your journey. And a final blessing from my favorite wise sage, Bob Dylan. May God bless you and keep you always. May your wishes all come true. May you always do for others and let others do for you. May you build the ladder to the stars and climb on every rung, and may you stay forever young. May you grow up to be righteous. May you grow up to be true. May you always know the truth and see the light surrounding you. May you always be courageous, stand upright and be strong, and may you stay forever young. May your hands always be busy, may your feet always be swift. May you have a strong foundation when the winds of changes shift. May your heart always be joyful, and may your song always be sung, and may you stay forever young. Take what you do seriously, but don't take yourselves too seriously. You will be the change you want to see in our world. As you go on your way, may your life be filled with blessings, as you are all a blessing to us and to our world. Mazal Tov. Love you all.
Miriam Surdin is now going to lead us in the national anthem of Israel, Hatikva. The words are on the back of your program. At the conclusion of Hatikva, I'll ask everyone to remain standing. Hopefully the recessional music will begin and the class of 2016 will file out. We hope everyone will join us for a reception in the lobby. Seniors, enjoy the reception with your friends and family, and let us take lots of pictures of you in your caps and gowns. And after that, go return the gowns and you'll get all of your credentials.
Ayin
not happening every Friday night?
No, that's